Picture books are my favorite. They're such a great way to cuddle up on the couch and connect with your children and read a book together and maybe even approach some difficult topics. Everyone Poops is one of our classics published by Kane Miller, and Kane Miller really knows how to do picture books. This one, Out Leonard, is about a boy who is scared of the dark and he doesn't want to turn out the lights. And the parents keep calling out, "Lights out, Leonard." So he comes up with a plan so that he won't be scared of the dark anymore. This book is one of our favorites, a hidden gem as well. The book without a story. There's a book that's not being read, so all the other books make a plan so that the book that was being left out gets picked by a reader. And it's all about the books finding the perfect reader. This one kind of reminds me of Toy Story because all the books come to life at night. This one, Leo and the Octopus. Leo struggles to make sense of the world, and he one day makes a friend, an octopus, and it's a dreamy, thoughtful story about a child on the autistic spectrum, and the special bond forms between this child and the octopus. It is one of Earth's most astonishing creatures that changes colors with how it's feeling and the different kind of emotions, if it's angry. And so they kind of connect in a way that he has been unable to connect with others. And then by the end of the book, he actually makes a friend and tells that friend all about the octopus. This is Leo and the Octopus. Very great story and picture book. I absolutely adore that one. Fair Shares is about Hare and Bear who can't reach the pears. And it's a great introduction to what is actually fair. I know my kids always say, "That's not fair, that's not fair." But what is actually fair? If the tree's too tall and Hare finds some chairs, and Hare has 2 chairs and Bear has 1 chair, is that gonna be fair? They're at different heights. So it's a great way to start that discussion with your kids. This book, boy, oh my goodness, I love this picture book so much. It is about the king's knights battling with a dragon, and it's always so loud. And this little boy who cannot hear is actually the key to solving the problem because he knows to take a minute and listen to each other. And so he writes in the sand, "Why are you fighting?" And they get to the bottom of the problem. And then they become friends in the end. So it's a great story of friendship and taking time to listen to one another. This one, Can I Join Your Club, is about a duck that wants to join a club, but he can't because he keeps getting denied because he can't roar like a lion. And he can't trumpet like an elephant. He just keeps quacking. And so what does he do in the end? He figures that he needs to create his own club, but he's gonna include everybody in Duck Club. And soon everyone wants to join in our club. So that's a great one about friendship and including people. Okay, so there's just a few picture books. Some others that are favorites, The Perfect Fit, another book about bears, a funny one where you're interacting as the narrator, interacting with the reader. Bear is tired of being in all these stories and doing all this hard work. And so they try to figure out another substitute animal instead of a bear. Stellarfent is about a hero. And the cool thing in this one, actually, because she wants to go to space, in the back of this book, there's a true history of animals that have actually traveled to outer space. But this book is about never giving up and working hard and having big dreams. We also have interactive picture books. This is Owl, is super fun. You are going to meet Owl here. Oh, but you have to wake him up. Oh my goodness. Try tickling Owl's tummy to wake up Owl. So you tickle the tummy, and on the next page, oh, kind of awake. Oh, owls are nocturnal. That means owls only active during the nighttime. So clap 3 times to switch on the sun. So your kids would clap 3 times. Oops. Quickly draw a big round moon with your finger so we can see what's going on. Round moon. There you go. And so it has that kind of interactive feature so the reader can be engaged in the story and feel like they're a part of the story. That's a fun one. This is Al. Another fun one that I really like is The Prince, the Witch, the Thief, and the Bears. This is a story where the little kiddo Jamie wants a bedtime story. And so he asks his dad to tell him a bedtime story. And in the middle of the story, he says, well, actually, I want to change this up. And so Jamie keeps adding characters and changing up the story, and the dad's just got to go with it. I'm not sure if you've ever run into that if you're making up a story with your kiddos at home. So it's super fun, gorgeous and silly and colorful illustrations. There's a few more in this series as well, so it kind of continues on past this first book. Definitely a favorite. Another classic and hidden gem, I'm a Dirty Dinosaur. This one's cool because it has these kind of cardstock pages, so it's really great in these rounded edges for like younger kids. And you can actually read this book to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. The illustrator created these illustrations with real mud, and it's just a fun, silly, interactive story to read out loud. Oh, and speaking of silly stories, My Pet, Not Yours. Oh my gosh, my kids laugh so much at this book, and it's fun to make little sounds too. And you can see this little pet here, all these great words like embarrassed, crummy, bubbly, perky, gung-ho, puzzled, woozy, miffed. All these great descriptive words to describe how someone is feeling. And these two characters are fighting over this little guy right here. And this is actually the second book in a series, and we really like this one a lot. We think it's super funny. So My Pet, Not Yours is definitely one to add to your list. If you have a unicorn lover, unicorns don't love rainbows. There's also one about them not loving sparkles. And this book is great for kids who feel like they just don't fit in, or they are just, you know, one of those kids that does things their own way and they don't fit the norms, and they just feel kind of like they just need someone to see them. And so this book is great because if you think you know everything about unicorns, think again. This unicorn isn't like all the other unicorns. So I know a lot of kids can relate to this. It's funny, it's cute, it's gorgeously illustrated, super vibrant colors. And we can see in the end how friendship is the most important thing, and including people. Let's see here. Suddenly I realized with a puff, we think differently about all sorts of stuff. Should I only have friends who think like I do, who only like black and who hate rainbow poo? So the idea is that we can all be friends, even if we don't all think alike, and we can look at our similarities instead of just our differences. Okay, and so those are just a few picture books. There are so many more great ones that we love in our home, and I'm more than happy to help you find books that your kids might like as well, or if you would like to gift a picture book to someone that you know. Again, they are great ways to connect with your little readers and pull them up on your lap, cuddle with them on the couch, read. As they get older, just read out loud and have them read it back to you. Really, you're never too old for a picture book. These are my personal favorite, and I'm a grown adult, so that just goes to show you. Never too old for a great picture book.